Microplastics are everywhere, in our seas, in our food and in our bodies. Now, scientists in Slovenia say they've found microplastics in hailstones. The researchers were investigating why severe hailstorms have become more frequent in their part of the world. Our Balkans correspondent, Guy Delorney, told Janat Jalil more about what they'd found.
It seems that some hailstones, in particular giant hailstones, are being formed because of the presence of particles of microplastic in the atmosphere. And we're talking about 11 kilometres above the surface of the Earth. And the scientists say they're also travelling a long way. They think they're travelling thousands of kilometres above the Earth's surface as they go along.
And where are they coming from?
Well, the prime suspects are things like textile factories, automobiles and farming. And these are all sources which produce microplastics. And obviously, they're in abundance pretty much everywhere in the world. So it's not like we can pinpoint this to one particular factory or source in one particular country. These are things which are being produced in lots of countries constantly. We know all about them. We've heard a lot about them being in our oceans. Now we know that they're in our atmosphere as well. And that's the real key thing about this discovery.
And how much of a risk do they pose to us and to the environment?
Well, if we just look at the hail aspect of it, which I think is quite interesting, I'd noticed myself that I was seeing an awful lot of stories and experiencing a lot of very severe hailstorms in Slovenia. And just taking a quick look, I noticed 2 over the summer this year, in which there were descriptions of hailstones the size of tennis balls or oranges, depending on which report you were reading, damaging schools, cars, causing floods, and this was in Croatia as well as Slovenia and other countries in the region. So this is obviously a big problem in terms of damage to people's property, damage to infrastructure, damage to crops as well. That's a big deal just in itself, and that's just one side effect of having microplastics in the atmosphere.